right, so we're gonna do some lower body stretch routines, specifically targeting the hip flexors and the lower back and the glutes. This is something that is super important for anyone who has tight hip flexors, sits a lot during the day. All you desk people, I'm totally in that too, actually. People who have lower lumbar spine back pain here. What else? People who find that it's really uncomfortable to get into squat form, where you're getting nice and low. I actually am pretty tight this morning, so you're gonna see a difference in my squat form after I stretch. Let's see. And yeah, anyone who finds that their hips and their quads tighten up. Oh, also, if you notice that you cannot engage your glutes, you can't turn your glutes on, that your glutes never get a pump, that they never burn, that it is, anytime you do leg work, you don't feel it in your glutes, you feel it in your quads and in your hip flexors. This is definitely a routine that you want to start your day with, or pre-workout with, prime your body with, as much and as often as you can. You can do this daily. Sometimes I do it multiple times a day, depending on how stiff I feel, depending on how long I've been sitting. So I highly, highly recommend doing a routine like this. It probably takes, depending on how much time you need, 10 to 20 minutes. All right. So we're gonna do some stretching first, just with the body, and then we're gonna use this bench. So I like to start with a runner's lunge, and I let my hips drop. I kind of twist into it back and forth. I feel my back leg, I feel the tightness here in my front leg. I twist up. Reach forward. Then I bring my elbow to my ankle, try to get lower. Twist up again. Bring my elbow to my ankle, try and get lower. Elbow to ankle again. And one more. Good, now we're gonna raise the opposite arm. This is tricky. And bring it down. Do it again. And bring it down. One more. Keep your back leg straight and bring it down. Switch. Let your hips drop. Rock back and forth. Left hand to the sky. Reach forward. Left elbow to ankle. Reach it up. Left elbow to ankle. Reach it up. And again, elbow to ankle. Reach it up. One more. Elbow to ankle. Reach it up. Reach up the right hand. One more. Nice job. Bring both legs down. You're gonna go into a Cobra. Squeeze your glutes. Lift your torso up. Stretch your abs. Keep your glutes squeezing. Twist left and right. Pushing your left and right hip into the ground. One more. Squeeze the glutes. Good. Okay. Whew. Already feeling a little looser. So I want you to bring your right foot up. Again, this time we're leaving the back knee down. And you're going to shift your whole body weight forward. So we're stretching the back leg hip flexor now. You're going to raise your left arm as well. You're going to reach up and you're going to reach back. You want to open up that side on your left. I'm going to reach over to the right side a little bit. Stretch out my back. Keep reaching up and back. And come back down. Then we're going to sit back and you're going to stretch out your hamstring. This is a pretty one, especially if your hamstrings are super tight like mine. I point and flex my foot. All right, let's switch. Bring the left foot forward this time. Right leg is back, toes are down. Shift your body weight forward. Raise your right arm up and back. Stretching all the way up through here. Good, let's do the hamstrings. Oh, a little bit less tight on this side. Good, we're gonna do it again. So right leg up. Shift your body weight forward. Squeeze your left glute. Left arm up. Switch. Squeeze your right glute, shift your body weight forward, right arm up. Oh, this side's definitely tighter. Now we're going to do inner thighs. So for this, I like to do lateral lunge, side lunge. So I'm just going to put my hands down, come down to the floor, whatever that looks like. Ideal would be my heel is down here and this leg is straight. Doesn't always happen, as you can see. But I'm trying to stretch the inner thigh here, as well as push this knee out to the right. And then I'm going to switch. Oh, yeah. I will rotate from my hip, my toes down to my toes up. Notice I'm not just doing it from my ankle, I'm doing it from my hip joints. So my thigh, my quad is facing the ceiling, and then my quad is facing you guys. Up and down. Switch back, should feel a little bit more open. Not so much. I'm gonna rotate forward and back with my hip. Let's do it again. So I mentioned before that when the glutes are turned on, when the glutes are being activated, it allows your hip flexors to become relaxed. So doing glute bridges in different forms is a really good way of doing this. So right away, because my hips are up, my glutes are engaged, and my hip flexors are stretching. Even just sitting here with your arms underneath you or support from like a yoga block, you're not going to be relying on it. It's just going to be there for extra support. is another good way of stretching here. Now to bring movement into this, we want to start to strengthen and stabilize the glutes. So you would start marching, and when you march, you want to keep the one glute elevated. So for instance, you don't want it to drop when you bring your other leg up. You want to keep it up so that this is the stabilization. This is going to take some time, especially if your glute is weak. You may feel a difference from one side to the other, and you may notice, oh, maybe that's why I have pain on this side, or maybe that's why one side feels tighter. But always pushing up. And you don't even have to raise your leg that high. You could literally do this. You just want to do it controlled, using your breath. Maybe do 5 marches on each side, and then come down and rest. I like to do like open knee rocks back and forth like this. Feels good. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out the best way to show you this. So now we're gonna do, you're gonna take your left leg and you're going to fold it over your body onto the other side. Now the goal here is to keep my left shoulder blade on the ground. If I do that, my leg comes up. If I push my leg down, my left shoulder blade comes up. So I'm pretty tight this morning, so I cannot get both on the ground at the same time. So what I want to do is keep my shoulder blade on the ground and let my leg, just like gravity, do its thing. So I'm trying to keep my shoulder blade on the ground, and I'm just letting gravity pull my leg down towards the floor. I might straighten my leg out, I might bend it, straighten it out again, bend it. Then we're gonna take it to the other side. So same thing on the right. Try and keep my right shoulder blade down and let gravity do its thing on my leg. So in a second, we're gonna do like a faster exercise with this, which allows your lower back to open up even more. I'm gonna face forward for this. So you're gonna have both arms out like a T. You are gonna have one leg up and one leg straight. You're gonna allow that one leg to come down to the side. So I'm stretching this whole posterior part of me from my glute all the way into my lat. Then I'm gonna bring it back up. I'm gonna switch legs in the air, and I'm gonna bring my other leg down. Whew, this side's super tight. So I feel my chest being tight here. I feel like this whole line is just tight, tight, tight. It always is. So I'm gonna do some shoulder work right now to try and get my chest to open up. And then I'm gonna switch them again. We can do that shoulder work here too. It's not as tight on this side, but I feel it. So I'm trying to keep my fingers on the ground as I bring my arm up and down. Switch again. Okay, now we're gonna do a few more. So I'm gonna have both knees bent. I'm gonna let both knees come to one side. I'm gonna squeeze my abs and let them fall to the other side. Get a stretch, squeeze my abs. Breathe in, exhale and pull up. Good. Okay, we're gonna do one more deep hip flexor stretch. So you need your bench for this, and maybe double up your mat just so your knees don't die. So I'm gonna put my foot flat, top of my foot, toes down on the bench behind me. You can do a couch, whatever. So we're gonna use this position to stretch this hip flexor here. So if you have tight hip flexors, you probably need to stick your butt back like this. So what we're gonna do is squeeze your glute, okay? You're gonna push your hips forward. Ideal is to make this straight. And we're gonna hold it here. You can raise your arm up to get a deeper stretch, and we're just gonna hold it. 10 seconds, you're gonna squeeze your glutes, and then you're gonna relax for 10 seconds. So squeeze, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. If this position is too intense for you, you can move your knee further away from the bench. So there's a bigger angle here, and start there. The more you start to open up, the closer you bring your knee to the bench. You want to shoot for this being straight. You don't want to overdo it. So feel your body, listen to your body, go as far out from the bench as you need to. So we're going to squeeze again. Squeeze, hold for 10 seconds. And relax. So let's just do it on the other side. You know what it looks like, but you really want to do like 5 to 8 of these on each side. I'm just doing it to balance out. So squeeze my left side, push it forward. Two, relax. Going again. Squeeze the left. And good. So those are my best favorite hip flexor stretches. I do different rotations of those same movements throughout the day. I don't really have a designated stretch time. I wish that I did, and if I could, it would be first thing in the morning. I would have my coffee, I would dim the lights, I would get a stretch on right here in the middle of my living room, and all would be well in the world. But that's not possible, right? Because I have to rush out. Some of you have kids, like you have responsibilities. So do it when you can, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes. I want you, even if it's one little thing, even if you're taking your foam roller or your ball and you're just working one knot for 5 or 10 minutes, that is better than doing nothing and pushing it off until later, because you'll have the perfect stretch time and you'll have the right amount of time to do everything, and then that perfect time never actually comes around. We all know how that goes, right? So when you do this, think about quality over quantity. With the stretches, they are something you could do anywhere throughout the day. I know if you work in an office, maybe it's a little bit harder or awkward, but if you went into, I don't know, a private conference room or just got up from your desk every once in a while and did a couple of those hip flexor, like runner's lunge looking stretches or the warrior looking stretches, like from yoga, it will make a difference. But do not discount this. Do not. Maybe I'll put a link to the like specific Amazon company that I ordered from, because this came with 3 balls. It came with this spiky ball and it came with 2 just flat like lacrosse style balls. So I have a few different things, but I hope this was helpful, and let me know what you guys think. Okay, I want to know if this was helpful or not. All right, have a great day. Bye. Have a great day. Bye.